Retinol is one of the most talked about skincare ingredients and something that anyone with a focus on aging well and keeping their skin looking great wants to think about starting to use. But it's also one of the ingredients that I hear the most questions about in clinic. How to start using it? What one should I use? Because let's face it, we're overwhelmed with choice nowadays. So retinol is a form of vitamin A, and with products that are processed into vitamin A in our cells, there's a pathway that these follow. Now, the weakest form, that this pathway goes from retinol esters or retinol esters to retinol to retinaldehyde to retinoic acid, and you can have products that actually contain any of these. So it's quite important to understand exactly what you're putting on your skin, and these are all forms of vitamin A. So for example, if you apply retinol to your skin, within the cells of your skin, that will be converted to retinal, retinaldehyde, and from there onto retinoic acid. However, if you have a prescription for tretinoin, then that is retinoic acid. So you are going to get the most potent and bioavailable form straight away without relying on your cells needing to do any work. But of course, with that come offsets, and that can include some downtime and some irritation. So what can we do to have a comfortable journey with retinol? The first thing I would say is let's try and minimize the irritation. So we want to start with using retinol or a retinoid based product twice a week for the first couple of weeks. So 2 days with 3 days in between to have a rest, and then after those 2 weeks increase it to every other night, and from then onwards you can go to every night. It's important to remember some skins might never get beyond using it twice a week. If you've got a very sensitive skin, or you suffer with rosacea or have a compromised skin barrier, you might not be able to tolerate a retinoid very much at all, and twice a week might be adequate for you. Because the worst thing is inflammation, both from a skin health perspective and from an appearance perspective. We're using products to try and make our skin look better, not to have our skin look red, angry, irritated, dry and flaky. So go slowly and accept that actually some people don't ever progress past using it a couple of times a week, and that's okay if that's your skin. I'd also say start gently. So either start with a weaker product or start with a gentle form of retinol. So there are some great products out there like the R-retinoate by Medicate, which are a little bit more gentle and easy to introduce. And they're still very clinically effective, but they are a nice entry point. And then you get up to your retinols, of which there's a huge range available. And should you be using a serum, or should you be using a cream with it, or an oil? And actually, in all honesty, that very much depends on personal preference. Look for a percentage that is 0.3 for a more sensitive skin, 0.5 for a slightly more robust skin if you're looking at a retinol based product, and these will usually go up to 1%, and build yourself up to that over time. If you go in with a really strong product straight away, you risk causing inflammation in the skin and having irritation. Now, the strengths of retinols might be slightly different, so the two aren't directly comparable, which is why it's important to know what form you're using and start at the bottom of the ladder and build yourself up. So if you're picking a retinol over a retinol, what might the benefit be? Some people say possibly you might see quicker results from it, and there's also a direct antibacterial effect. So it could be that it's a good choice for people who are more acne or breakout prone, because retinoids are a great ingredient, again, for breakout prone skin, because it can help to reduce oil production within the skin. And therein comes part of the problem that many people experience with retinoids. If you don't have an oily skin and you're using a retinoid regularly, you might find that your skin becomes a little bit dry and a bit flaky and a bit dehydrated. So can you use a moisturizer alongside? Absolutely you can. You should be using your retinoid at night anyway, so in the daytime apply a nice lightweight moisturizer, and always remember a sunscreen, because your skin can be a bit more sun sensitive while you're using retinols. But at night, if you also want to use a moisturizer after your retinol, apply the retinol, let it sink in, give it at least 20 minutes to absorb, and then think about sealing it in with a moisturizer later. So that way you've had good absorption of the product before you apply any type of moisturizer, and that can really help to keep your barrier intact. Pick something that's got some ceramides in it and will really focus on helping maintain the stability of your skin barrier. So in summary, retinoids are a really great step to have in your skincare routine, something that anyone who's wanting to follow a proactive approach to aging should be using, and a great choice for acne or breakout prone skin. But there are things you can do to make that journey with retinoids a bit smoother, and I really hope this has been helpful. If you'd like to see more like this, then please click subscribe and give the video a like.
If this content has been useful for you, please give it a thumbs up or send me a little message below, and please do subscribe if you'd like to see more content like this.